next slide we'll see how it is done. So in this patient you can see it is done under both fluoro as well as transesophageal echo. So now we more often take the help of transesophageal echo during puncture, and you can see here this is a LV angio, and this is a mitral valve area, and this is a tricuspid area, and there is a mild MR. And I was telling about this Mullen sheath. So you can see the Mullen sheath, the tip has the Brocken-Burrow needle, and we are going anterior to the descending aorta. So this is a descending aorta, and we are just going anterior to the descending aorta, and this is the pigtail in the aortic sinus. You can see we are just probing, and then the sheath is advanced. So then you can see this is the roof of left atrium. So this slide shows how we use the Mullen sheath with the Brocken needle to puncture the intraatrial septum, and this is the RAV view, and you can see once it's punctured, you can just give a contour to see whether we are properly in LA, and only the sheath is pushed and the needle is pulled back. So this is a safe method, and this is the pigtail in the aortic root. So we know that we are away from the aorta and we are anterior to descending. We are not very posterior also. So I was telling about the septal puncture with the echo guidance. So you can see here. So we have a 3D echo, that is an advantage. You can see this is a septum, and this is a SVC, IVC, and we already punctured in the fossa ovalis. And this is a biplane. So the advantage of 3D echo is we have a biplane. So this is the aorta, and this is the upper part, this is the posterior part of the intraatrial septum. So the aorta is anterior and posterior. So we'll know where to puncture. So whether you are going very anterior or very posterior or superior or inferior, we can see by 3D echo. And apart from BMV, this septal puncture we are using in multiple procedures like EP studies also we are using, LA appendage closures we are using, now even for mitral valve repair like mitral clip also we are using the transseptal procedure. So most of these procedures are done under TE guidance, and you can see here nicely that we have punctured. This Mullen sheath is across the intraatrial septum, this is SVC and IVC, and the sheath is across the intraatrial septum into LA. This is LA and this is the RA. So once you have punctured the intraatrial septum, the Mullen sheath, you record the left atrial pressure, and if there is a pigtail in aorta, you just push it and measure the simultaneous gradient across LV and LA before dilatation, and then you can do the same thing after the procedure. And so after the sheath is across, then you remove the Brocken needle and exchange it for the pigtail shaped left atrial guide wire. I already told you about the guide wire, the pigtail shaped guide wire. So you introduce that guide wire, and all the further procedures will be like railroad only. So we'll be using this guide wire for bringing the dilator as well as the balloon. Then what you do is dilate the groin as a site as well as the intraatrial septum with 14 French dilator. So as I told, the Mullen sheath is 8 French, the balloon is little bigger. So before putting the balloon, we have to dilate the groin site also as well as the intraatrial septum with 14 French dilator. This is the most important step because once you dilate, and if in case the pigtail you have not punctured properly, if you dilate, then the hemopericardium or pericardial effusion happens at this step. So before dilating, you make sure that you have punctured septum correctly and there is no pericardial effusion, and then once you dilate, then you give heparin. So before this dilatation, we usually don't give heparin. So once we are confirmed that we are in the LA, we dilate the groin as well as intraatrial septum with 14 French dilator, and then the dilator is removed and we use a slenderized balloon. The balloon is little stretched, and the slenderized balloon is introduced into the left atrium, and then we remove the straightener. It has got two markers at gold color, silver color, both you remove, and then the balloon is advanced over the LA wire, and once the balloon is advanced over the yellow wire is removed, and then we put the LV entry stillet is inserted so that it will guide the balloon into the left ventricle. And once, so you do multiple attempts to enter the left ventricle. So once you are sure that the balloon has crossed into the left ventricle, you push the balloon till it reaches the apex. So you don't dilate just below the wall, because there will be subvalvular disease. So subvalvular disruption may happen. So what you do is, once the balloon is advanced into the left ventricle, you push the balloon into the apex and then inflate the distal balloon. When the distal balloon is fully inflated, then you pull back the entire assembly. So the entire assembly is pulled back towards the mitral wall, and then the proximal balloon is inflated fully. So it is like a full fast inflation is the very key. So inflate fast and fully so that the commissure splits. Okay, so the main purpose of doing this BMI is to split the commissure, because the pathology in rheumatic heart disease commissural fusion. So once you dilated the mitral wall, then you reassess the LA pressure, then you can push the pigtail into LV and then measure the sub gradient, LA, LV gradient. Or you can use the mitral wall echo to assess the mitral wall whether the commissure is split, to assess the success of the BMB. If in case you are not happy, you can add a couple of ml of contrast again, and then you can go up redo the entire procedure to get a more successful BMB. Okay. So then what you do is, once you are happy and with the result, then you remove the balloon from the left atrium, and later you remove the LA wire and secure the femoral access site. Both the artery and venous access site is secured. So this is the basic procedure what we do. I'll just next slide I'll show you in fluoroscopy how it will appear. So you can see here, this is after removing the Mullen sheath, we are putting the LA wire. So this is the LA pigtail wire, and then this dilator is passed into the over the pigtail wire, and then we'll dilate this. This is the site of intraoral septum, so we'll dilate here as well as the groin. And if you can see, this is a left bronchus. So when you're dilating the intraoral septum, you don't push the dilator beyond the intraoral this bronchus, because if you push more, then you will be puncturing the roof of the LA. So this is a marker. So beyond this point, you should not go dilate with the dilator. So once you are dilated and put the balloon, you can see in this image, this pigtail has been removed, and there is a stellate. We are trying to guide the balloon into the left ventricle. You can see, and then so how you dilate, you can see. So what you have done here is, you use a stellate. You can see we have first opened the distal balloon, and then we pulled the balloon into the mitral wall. So you can see we first opened the distal balloon, we are pulling the entire assembly down, and then one stroke we are opening up the proximal balloon, and the commissures will be, the idea is the commissures will be probably here. So when you inflate the proximal balloon fully, then the commissures get split. So this is the technique which is followed universally now, and